Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is the official return of your favorite series, Dungeons Academy. Cue the intro. Welcome back to episode 5 of Dungeons Academy, and I am your host, Agent Lai. And please welcome our contestant of the day. Our hero for the day is... drumroll please... Hot Slicer himself. I am sure most of you know that he's another YouTuber that makes content for Skyblock, so we need no more introduction. But if you have not heard of him, definitely go check him out. He is a pretty cool guy, and I've made plans to do a collaboration with him for a completely new series called Catacombs 24 versus Catacombs 40. Do stay tuned for that. However, we are not here to talk about all that, so let's start by talking about his equipment and stats. For armor, Hot Slicer is using 3/4 Necron with a Shadow Assassin helmet that I can't seem to find in the Skycrypt, but I assure you that he is indeed using a Shadow Assassin helmet because I've asked him what helmet he ran for the dungeon, and he told me it was a Shadow Assassin helmet. The reason he's using Shadow Assassin helmet instead of Golden or Diamond Head is for more speed. This dungeon run was done months ago, so most of the things that he used in the dungeon run is different than what he's currently using, so keep that in mind. As an example, the pet that he ran was a level 100 tier boosted Ender Dragon, whereas the one that he currently owns is a level 100 Ender Dragon with Dwarf Turtle Shelmet. The weapons that he used is a Suspicious Hyperion for shield, Hristy Terminator for damage, and his utility items are AOTV with an Ender Warp, Ice Spray, Super Boom TNT, Water Cloak Sword, Florid Zombie Sword, and a Stomp Pickaxe. He did not use an Efficiency 10 Golden Pickaxe. Personally, I would highly recommend switching out the Water Cloak with a Conjuring instead, because 7 times out of 10, the Conjuring will be more useful than a Water Cloak. Keeping your Water Cloak in your inventory is fine, but I do not see a point in having a Water Cloak in your hotbar unless you're in the floor 7 boss room, especially not during the dungeon run. The Conjuring is super cheap, and even early game players are able to afford one. I should know, as if you do not own a Terminator or your Shortbow, Spirit Leaps to teleport to your teammates, Dungeon Orb so you can use your class ability, other helmets that you need to use such as Warden Helmet, Reaper Mask, Bonzo Mask, and etc. Anyway, let's get into the actual dungeon run itself. He starts the run by splashing himself with Archery 4 and run a Dungeon 5 potion to stack potion effects. Archery 4 will be invaluable as he'll be clearing the dungeon with his Terminator. During this time when you're waiting for more to open the door to the catacombs, I would highly recommend checking to see if you have everything you need ready and in the correct slot, as well as checking to make sure that you are using the correct pet as well as armor, because in a little bit you will see that he has forgotten to switch to his Ender Dragon pet. Little things like these matter, and especially if you're not at a point where you can one-shot every single mob regardless of what you use, or if you are on the wrong pet, you risk dying due to the lack of EHP or man pet would provide. Even if you do realize your mistake midway into the run, or even at the start right as Mort opens the door, you'll have already lost precious time changing your setup, so always check to make sure you have everything ready before the door opens. I have one thing I would like to talk about. In a solo run, blood rushing should not be your first priority. Blood doors should be open 2 minutes prior to you clearing the entire dungeon, and I will talk about this later, but for now I will let you divert your attention to the map. By the way, I love how he realized he missed the key and went to clear once close by a secret instead of waiting. Anyway, let's take a look at the map. With this map, I know for a fact that the unexplored rooms next to Spider Room leads to either 1. A room with a dead end, 2. 3 1x1 rooms, or 3. 1x2 and a 1x1 room because of how dungeons are generated. The rooms never extend beyond your map except for when floor 5 first released because of different dungeon sizes. The map he's using is from SPA, and all rooms in a dungeon will fit inside his map. Back to the main point. What I meant is that I would recommend clearing out that part of the map, then 7 out of 9, or full clear Spider Room. Yes, I know the title says clear before secrets, but there are exceptions to this. If you hit a dead end in one section of the map, you should clear out most if not all secrets before getting out of the section. I say most if not all because some secrets are not worth doing simply because you waste too much time getting to the secret, and then all secrets are not needed for S+. And in 1.0, this will be even more prevalent as you only need about 60% of secrets, but we will save that discussion for another time. Earlier when I said that blood door should be open 2 minutes prior to you clearing the entire dungeon, and I mentioned that I'll explain later, so here's the explanation for it. If you're a slow player and fully clear out everything in 10 minutes alone, then there's no reason to rush blood very early on and get it open in 1 minute unless you're practicing blood rushing or just frag running, but that's besides the point. Instead, focus on clearing the map and only open blood around 7 minutes into the run. This will give you enough time to clear out this side of the map, furthest away from blood without having to blood rush, tends to open it for no reason other than why not. Of course, this fully depends on how long you need to fully clear a map, along with enough secrets for S+ if you're going for S+, and if you need about 5 minutes, open blood around the 2-minute mark, and if you need about 7 minutes, then open blood around the 4-minute mark. Also, I know that the number I'm saying is 3 minutes apart instead of 2, but you want to go earlier because you do not want to be bottlenecked by blood room. An optimal situation will be have blood finish spawning right as you fully clear the map and you're ready to enter boss room. Of course, there's no rule saying that you must do this instead of blood rushing, so I just personally think that it's more efficient should not go out of your way to do one task that doesn't have any immediate benefits or with a good enough reason. If you have a reason to blood rush first, then do it for sure. Also, let's go back to tic-tac-toe real quick. I personally like how he did tic-tac-toe as it was pretty efficient. He started with one move, then proceeded to grab a nearby secret before going back to tic-tac-toe to reduce unnecessary downtime where he has nothing to do. Came back and did one more move before getting the tic-tac-toe secret with the song cheese and then completed it. However, I would like to mention that you don't actually need to move forward to be able to open the secret in tic-tac-toe. As long as you're close to the wall, you actually have enough reach to open a chest without moving forward. I guess moving forward does somewhat help you get the secret, but just letting you know that it's all just preference. And right here, he enters a 1x1 room that leads to a dead end. If you encounter rooms like these, just go straight to the final room, and the mobs from the 1x1 room will most likely follow you a little bit, and you can clear them as you're clearing the final room. In this case, the final room is yellow room, with a lost adventurer, and since he's an archer, he can just stand close to the door and shoot the mini-boss, and as the mini-boss gets closer, I spray the mini-boss and go behind the mini-boss, and shoot both the mini-boss and the mobs that decided to follow him. Next up, title of the video, Clear Before Secrets. To explain what it means to clear before secrets, you basically get a white check mark before you start clearing secrets. Once you've cleared out an entire section of rooms, you'll know when you've cleared out a section when you've hit a dead end, and all rooms nearby are white check marked. You start clearing secrets from the dead end to where you started clearing. There's multiple reasons you do this. The main reason is that you can skip secrets and get S+, whereas you can now skip entire rooms not having a check mark without losing S+, unless Paul is mayor. This applies to both solo runs and team runs. In solo runs, knowing exactly what rooms you have and knowing which secret is harder to get will make it easier for you to calculate which secrets you should skip to minimize time loss. Another reason is because if you do secrets before clear, by the time you hit the dead end, you'll have to run all the way back to where you started, and all that downtime is time loss. If you clear before secrets, you don't really have to worry about ending your session in the dead end, because you'll be back at where you started. Right here, he tried to use explosive shot, but it was on cooldown. If he had a conjuring in his hotbar, he could have used that to get a guided sheep to break the cracked ground and save time. And for some of you out there that do not know, the conjuring activates a guided sheep, which is the mage ability regardless of what class you are, and guided sheep can crack walls, grounds, and crypts. And for Blaze, I would not recommend doing what he's doing here. Instead, just stand halfway to the top and shoot the blazes from there. Be very careful if you're using Terminator or if you're an archer class, otherwise your extra arrows might accidentally hit the wrong blaze, resulting in a failed puzzle. Also, if you have Ether Warp, you should use your Ether Warp to get to the bottom or top of the room when you're done to get out faster. If you do not have Ether Warp, just spam your AOTE, AOTV, or Wither Impact to get to the bottom or top faster instead of free falling. This will save a couple of seconds. Also, as a reminder, you do not need to grab the Blaze puzzle chest for it to count towards room completion. You can completely ignore the blessing and even enter the boss room without a checkmark there as long as all the blazes are dead. Knowing this will come in handy when you're doing runs with a team. Just tell them all the blazes are dead and go into the boss room. It will definitely count as room completion, even though the dungeon clear percentage would not be at 100%. Oh, and right here, look at this section and use your Ether Warp if you have it, or just spam AOTE, AOTV, or Wither Impact. Once you get to the end, just look straight down and do the same. Hotkey to your Super Boom and start placing Super Boom TNT in this order, and grab the Wither Essence as well as item drop. Stand in the middle and use Wither Impact to kill all crypts, or just kill them regularly if you do not have Wither Impact. And that is the path I take if I need to exit at the bottom of the room as shown, but if I need to exit near the middle or the top of the room, then I will leave the first two secrets he took for last because those are near the middle of the room or the top. So next up we have Water Puzzle. And using a solver for this is completely okay. But I do not recommend fully relying on just the solver, because if he had paid attention, he would notice that he actually needs orange open, which is right next to purple, which happens to be the one that he's doing. If he had paid attention to that, he could just pull diamond and get both of those two done instead of doing them multiple times. Anyways, he proceeded to kind of butcher Water Puzzle, but it's whatever. The next bit is not interesting, so I'll skip forward a little bit because all he does is try to maneuver his way back to the start, and this is the reason why you do not do secrets before clear, by the way. And right here, I would like to say that instead of using the flight of stairs, you can just look up and AOT through here. Instead, you get out of the section slightly faster. And near the start, I mentioned about how you should have 7-9 spider room, as well as clear the room next to it, which was Uncharted. And this is why he should have done that instead of blood rushing. If he had cleared these 2 rooms right before, when he was earlier, right now he would not have to travel as much as he had to get back to blood room. All this downtime traveling between rooms should be cut down whenever possible to save time. Also, you do not have 5 block reach, my guy. You need to get closer to the chest, KXXXW. Anyways, the rest of the run is pretty standard and there's nothing much for me to talk about anymore. So feel free to click off the video right now if you like to. But before you do, I would like to thank you for making your way 10 minutes and 50 seconds into the video. And you just checked the time. And yes, it's currently 10:52, but yeah, whatever. Thank you very much for watching to this point. And if you have watched this much, add the word on screen to the end of your comment. Not at the start, but the very end of your comment, so that I know you've watched this far. I will personally reply with thanks to everyone who does this for the first week of this video being published. Also, the remaining things I would like to talk about are about if you're interested in being featured in the series, Dungeons Academy, and a new series that Hristy has come up with to keep things interesting. First up, if you want to be featured, you need to record yourself doing a run. For recording softwares, I would recommend OBS or Shadowplay and upload it to YouTube. You can set it to unlisted if you do not want other people to watch your video. What unlisted means is that only people with the link of your video will be able to watch it. So if you send me your link of your video, no one else will be able to watch it, but I will be able to watch it because I have the link. However, you should not set it to private, as you will need to add my Gmail to the list of people that you allow. You may also set it to public. You can send solo runs, dual runs, or team runs. By the way, team runs can be between 3 to 5 people. You don't have to have all 5 people for it to be considered a team run. Oh, and you don't have to worry about editing, adding music, or any sounds. I will mute your video and add commentary to it as well as my own music, so feel free to do whatever you want. Don't worry about copyright. I normally pick videos that are available in 1080p at 60 FPS for better quality, and once you've done that, head over to my Discord server, links in the description box, and head over to this how to submit a clip channel and read through everything. It will teach you the next step you need to take to send me the clip. Please do not DM me the video, as I only go through them whenever I feel like making a new Dungeons Academy video, and I won't be able to look at your DM because I was most likely have forgotten about your DM amidst all of my DMs. And even if I do remember you, it will take me a while to go to find your DMs, which is kind of annoying, so I prefer just going through my Discord server and just checking the section where I do that. Which is why I actually have a separate section on my Discord server for these things. And last but not least, the series that I was talking about. This series might be called Kata 24 versus Kata 40. Or whatever Kata level I'm at the time that I record. Basically, I'll go one-on-one with whoever I decide to go against in dungeons. How this works is that I'll do one solo floor 5 run, and whoever I face off will also do a solo floor 5 run as well. And you must be mage class, you must match the gear that I use to make it fair. The only difference would be Kata and class level, talismans, enchants, reforges, experience, and the dungeon rooms. Same pet, same armor, weapon, and class. Pet level could be different, but whatever. I'm thinking about how we can make it so that viewers will want to watch both my video and the YouTuber that I'm facing off against. I was thinking that for my video, I will do a commentary for their run, whereas in their video, they will do a commentary for my run. But that is all subject to change. If any of you have any ideas on how we can make people want to watch both videos, please let me know by DMing me or Hristy or just leaving a comment. And if this series works out really well, it won't just be me against Hristy. I'll do it with other YouTubers as well. I was thinking about Pixel Club, RMR Slash, and Vegan Toes, or other YouTubers that might potentially want to collab with me. Yeah, that's basically it. And each run will be a separate video so that we can ensure more content for viewers as well as ourselves, because honestly, I am not the most creative at making content, so I don't really know what else I can upload. And to tell you guys the truth, I'm lazy when it comes to making new videos, but once I start working on one, I work really hard and get the video done soon without losing much in quality. At least, I hope my content is of decent quality. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace! Oh, and go check Hristy out. Link to his channel is in the description box down below. See ya!